Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are solving systems of equation by elimination. You don't want to miss it. Here we go. This one is as simple as they come. We'll do a more difficult one in a little bit. But the way this is set up, you want to stack it where x's are together right there and y's are together, meaning like they're over top each other. Equal signs are in the same place and then our number is in the same place. And then we can look to see if we can eliminate a variable. So the whole goal is to get rid of one of these variables. So if we look at x's, if we just, this is a positive, let's write this is a positive 2 here. If we were to combine these or add these two equations together, would we be able to eliminate a variable? The answer here is yes. The x's would not eliminate, they would become, let's do it in blue, 3x, but the y's would eliminate because this is 1y minus 1y, which would be, 0y, or in our case here, we're gonna say doesn't exist, right? Okay, we actually got rid of our y's because we had a positive y and a negative y combining together. All right, so now this equals, let's go back to blue. Remember, this is a positive 5, so 10 plus 5 is 15, and now we can solve for x. But remember, the key, or the thing that I like to say, the secret sauce here, is to remember that we are combining by adding these equations together. And so we're adding x plus 2x, we're adding positive y minus y, we're adding 10 plus 5, positive 5. That's how we're getting this. Now it's just solve for the variable. So solve for x. In order to do that, we got to divide by 3, right? It's always the opposite, right? 3x is 3 times x. So to get rid of that 3, we divide. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. So 15 divided by 3, and our answer is x equals, as the 3's cancel, 15 divided by 3 is 5. That's just part of the answer though. The other part of the answer is, hey, what does y equal? Well, how do we find that? You take the 5 that we just found for x and you plug it into any of the equations. It doesn't matter which one. Let's plug it in to the top one. Remember the top equation, let's go back. The top equation was x plus y equals 10. Well, if we plug in our answer for x, our answer was 5. So we have 5 plus y equals 10. Now we can solve for y. We subtract 5 on either side of the equation to get rid of that, and we get y equals 5. So our answer here is x equals 5 and y, hey, come on back here, and y equals 5. There we go. Okay. You can also, you can write it like this, or you can write it like this. Let's change that up here. 5. Remember, this is the x and this is the y. That's how you write this equation. Now, another way to do a more challenging problem, I'll say. So if we were to add these equations together, right, we're trying to solve by elimination. If we were to add these equations together, would we actually eliminate any variable? So if that's a plus, right, that's a plus. So if we just add them together, this is 5x, this is 9y, that's hideous. Wow, that is terrible, 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 terrible. 9y equals a plus 20. Well, that does nothing for us, right? This is no good. That is not how we solve this equation. Instead, what we need to do is we need to find which variable we're going to eliminate. So if we were to manipulate this, if we were to multiply one of these whole equations by something, how could we eliminate a variable? Well, I would look at it like this. X, can I multiply 2 somehow to give me 3? No. I'd have to multiply both of them. So perhaps an easier route was, can I multiply 3 somehow to give me 6? And the answer is 2. You got it. Okay, so if I multiply it by 2, they're both positive 6. But what I need for elimination is 1 to be positive and 1 to be negative. So if instead I multiply by negative 2, this here, let's see if we can get that, this becomes negative 4x, this becomes negative 6y, and this becomes equals negative 16. Because negative 2 times 2 is 4, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and negative 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Now let's take that and let's add them together, right? So we are just combining them. 3 minus 4, negative 1x. 6 minus 6y cancels out. Listen, it better, because we set it up that way, right? It better cancel out. This is negative 4. So negative x equals negative 4, or if we divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, we get x equals positive 4. Okay, halfway there. Now we just take that x value and plug it into either equation. It doesn't matter which one. Let's plug it into the second equation since we did the first one last time. Remember that second equation is 3x plus 6y equals 12. Well, we're going to take this 4 and plug her in right there to that x. And it looks like this. 3 times, let's see if we can do this like this, times 4 plus 6y equals 12. I didn't quite do this like I wanted to do this, but that's okay. All right, multiply. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 6y equals 12. Solve for y. Remember, solving for y, it looks like this. You do everything in reverse, right? So if you were to be y, you would first multiply by 6, then you would add 12. Well, do it in reverse. So subtract 12 from both sides. Ooh, check that out. We have 6y equals 0. 6 times what equals 0? Well, divide by 6. 0 over 6 is still y equals 0. So our answer is found right here, and we can write it. X is 4, so 4, 0. There is our answer. Very good. Great job. See you next time.